Now, I'm gonna say this before some smartass in the comments says it, but Tantu, the devs have abandoned the game. Well, yes, well, there is a high chance that that may have happened. I don't know. It's not like I can call up Tripwire or Antimatter or whoever's in charge. Okay, now where was I? I can't call them up and ask them to come back and update the game the same way that I want my dad to come home. Alright, but you know what? Let's say a VC comes over to my house and bonks me on the head with a pickaxe, and suddenly I wake up and I have an infinite knowledge of code and whatever the hell you need to make a game, and I was put in charge of improving Rising Storm 2 Vietnam and implementing new and fancy shit, right? And these are some of the things that I will do, and I've also gotten some recommendations from a couple of people on my Discord. I want to kind of discuss some of that. And of course, I need to say that this is my opinion. My opinion is no better than your opinion. Just because I'm making a video doesn't mean I'm like, it means more. I'm just some random sweaty kid who's just talking shit in front of a microphone. So take whatever I say with a grain of salt. And obviously, unless your opinion is that we should be able to strap pink dildos to the end of the barrels of our guns, then I mean, yeah, maybe my opinion is worth more than yours. Like, Jesus Christ, that's some shit you'd see in Saints Row. But anyways, I also want you guys to like this video and subscribe. I need it. I need to be composed. Like the video and subscribe if you want to see a part 2. Anyways, let's get into the video. Okay, so the first thing that I would fix about this game, and mind you, I wrote notes down on a piece of paper, and what I wrote for the first thing is to fix the goddamn scroll wheel when selecting a weapon. I don't understand why they can't fix this. I understand that if you change the code in one place and it affects the code in the other, that there is a possibility that, you know, it can happen, but oh my god, sometimes I just want to use the Thompson or the Mosin guns, and those are at the bottom of the list, and it's a real pain in the backside trying to move the goddamn scroll so I can pick it. Now, a common thing that I hear people bringing up is, you know, vehicles, and I'm not entirely opposed to that idea, like, believe me, but I mean, can you imagine being in a pattern and like blowing up VC like it's Battlefield Vietnam all over again? It sounds good, right? But I have a couple of problems with this suggestion, and that is, first off, if vehicles were to be implemented, I wouldn't want tanks. As much as I love tanks, and mind you, I'm a complete tank nut. I love tanks. I wouldn't want them to be in the game because, for starters, a lot of the maps just simply won't be able to support them. Like, can you imagine trying to maneuver, what, like 50 tons of steel? Or I don't know what, I actually don't know what metal is used. Just say steel. On a map like Hue City, it simply just won't work. And I'm sorry, and yet again, how would the animations work? Because we know that things don't explode, or there's no damage physics like in Battlefield. So if a tank were to run over a car, what would happen? The programmers would need to make that work somehow, and honestly, I can't see them doing it. It seems like a lot of trouble for them. However, what I wouldn't mind is that on some maps, especially Supremacy, even though I refuse to play on Supremacy maps, like if I wanted to play a Conquest style game mode, I just play Battlefield instead, because at least you can get in a car and get from point A to point B relatively quickly without needing to trek half the map to get to some combat. So maybe adding like an APC such as the M113, it's small, it can carry 11 people, and you can slap a 50 cal on it, which, I mean, it's pretty underused, the 50 cal in the game, because let's be honest, there aren't a whole lot of maps that come to the top of my head where you can use the 50 cal. It would be better if we could like kind of get deployables, like how, you know, the Dushka can be, you know, taken and deployed somewhere, and instead of, you know, we could probably set it up on like a ledge or something. I don't know, it's just my suggestion. But yeah, that's kind of my stance on vehicles. Some maps are simply just too small, but maybe if there was like more vanilla maps that could support tanks or vehicles. And alright, let's say they actually did put tanks in the game. Now, the way I'd want it, and I hate doing this, but, or well, when it happens in like Arma, but maybe you can have like a driver who can only drive the tank, a gunner who can, you know, load the cannon, shoot and all that, and you can maybe have like an extra guys like that can use a machine gun on top or whatnot. That's how I would implement it, because I mean, you know, it's a lot easier. You don't have like one guy that can pilot the Cobra and use all the weapons on it. I don't know, that's just my opinion, but that's how, if tanks were to be in the game, that's how I would have them in. Now, the next thing is to fix the goddamn VoIP, or VoIP, is that even what it's called? You know, the voice chat, okay? Now, when I play RS2, most of the time, I'm in a Discord call with a friend or two, and we talk there because it's just easier, because you know, I can adjust the volumes and it's just easier. I'll use the TeamSpeak if I'm a commander or I need to say something that I want people to hear. Other than that, I pretty much communicate with text. Admittingly, it has caused me to do an oopsie once or twice by me telling the enemy when a scout or artillery was going up. I'll admit that's my bad, but some people are still having trouble with the VoIP not working. Like, people are asking if they can be heard in game chat, and me and everyone else are unable to hear anything. Now, I know someone mentioned a fix to this in one of my older videos, so if you're still watching, please comment the fix so I can pin you. And if you're watching the video and you go to read the comments and someone does tell you to delete System32 or whatnot, just don't do that. Don't do that. But you know, the thing is, the other day I was playing on Firebase Georgina and I heard someone with an American accent mention something about a helicopter, and I was like, what? They have helicopters on this map now? And the thing is, I play on the Rice Farming Zone server, so it's unlikely that I'll encounter an American. All I hear on the server is just people with an Australian accent. But I mean, nonetheless, I just want that fixed because it does cause like an inconvenience to a lot of players. Now, the next thing that I would add would be female characters. Now, hold on just a minute. I know when Battlefield 5 was released and they put females in it and people got their pitchforks and started wanting to burn down the EA headquarters and whatnot. I can understand that, because when I first saw the Battlefield 5 trailer, it wasn't the females that pissed me off. It was a damn robotic arm. Like, what was that all about? I mean, I haven't seen it in game, so they probably removed it after release. But anyways, I just think it would be kind of like a nice addition, or, you know, something interesting, something new to kind of spice things up in Rising Storm 2 Vietnam, to have female VC. Because, I mean, you know, I've been doing some research into it. You know, there were females that fought for North Vietnam. You know, they were actually put, some of them were put, oh, I don't know how many, but they were put in combat roles, manual labor roles. And I mean, you know, I wouldn't add females to the Americans or the Southern Forces, because primarily there were about, what, 11,000 females that were sent to or stationed in Vietnam during the war. And they were primarily nurses, and I don't think there were any or many in a combat role, but I mean, I'd say there are a fair few who are in combat roles for the North Vietnamese. And I'm gonna be completely honest, I do kind of want to recreate that scene from Full Metal Jacket, but I mean, they need to add the freaking weapon in the game first. I think they should also add that weapon. I don't know what it's called. It's like the Czechoslovakian AK-47. It looks pretty damn cool. But yeah, you know, those are a couple of things that, you know, if I was put in charge of Rising Storm 2 Vietnam, those are some of the things that I would implement. Sure, you're probably sitting there saying, wow, you know, everything that I said was stupid. You know, that's your opinion. It's not like what I'm saying is actually gonna happen. So I could literally have just said, yeah, you know, we should be able to call in a freaking tactical nuke if I get like a 25 kill streak or something or whatever, because then every game with fucking Anthony or Tyrone would end up with a tactical nuke fucking being deployed. But that's stupid. I'm gonna leave today's video there. If you have any suggestions, leave them down in the comments below. I always love reading them. Anyways, my name is Tantu, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Peace.